Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Live at Lunchtime volunteer training on events and fundraisers. Um, Unfortunately, Instagram is not allowing me to record live because they have changed their policies, and because we have less than 1,000 followers, it will not allow me to go live anymore. So, now this will be only on Facebook, and after this training, I will be uploading it to YouTube so that people can watch it on there as well. But it is 12 o'clock, so we will go ahead and get started. So, one of the reasons that events and fundraisers are so important for our facility is because we are a nonprofit. That means that we are operating for a specific benefit, in our case, homeless pets, rather than generating profit from any owners or shareholders. So our facility, the staff you see in there is running the facility, and then we also have a group of board members that kind of oversees our director. So all the money that we bring into the shelter goes right back into the pets, um, whether it's food, dishes, cleaning supplies, medical things, whatever it is, right back into the pets. So with our events, we have several types throughout the year. Some of those events are going to be outreach events, adoption events. We will host fundraisers, pet supply donation drives. We do school outreach, and for next year, we are planning a large pet palooza as a fundraiser, which we'll talk more about at the end. We also hold events at multiple locations throughout New Braunfels. So we have gone to restaurants such as Krause's, and I believe Krause's is a restaurant. I apologize if it's not. I'm not from New Braunfels. But we partner with Raisin Cane's, coffee shops. We've gone to Starbucks quite a few times, and they hold a lot of donation drives for us as well. We go to multiple pet stores. It can be Tomlinson's, Pet Supplies Plus. We have done some at Petco and PetSmart. Couldn't think of it. Neighborhood community centers. We host our annual kitten shower every year at the West Side Community Center. But in addition to that, we also partner with different communities that are apartment complexes and things like that, and we'll host events in their community centers as well. We go to breweries and vineyards, farmers markets. We've done many events at the City Hall, lots of small business locations, tattoo shops. We've had body piercing shops. I believe we've done some, it seems like at one point a vape shop hosted an adoption event. I might be mixing that up with something else. But a lot of local small businesses will host adoption drives at their locations. We've attended concerts and festivals. We do have one S-Fest coming up here pretty soon on Sunday. We were involved when Miranda Lambert came to town with her donation drive and things for us. So lots of fun stuff there. The festivals were usually at Renaissance Fair. Just a bunch. Anything big in the area, we're usually set up somewhere around there. And then, of course, we will have events at the shelter, such as our Meet Your Match adoption events that we host monthly. And we will also possibly be doing another parking lot sale this year, as we've done in the past, to kind of help clear out some of the clutter, as well as raise some more funds for our pets. So outreach events are going to be ones where we do not take pets to the event. These are typically going to be ones where we're passing out information. It could be sharing our mission, making ourselves known to potential adopters. So we have a lot of new people in the area that are moving in, and they might not know that we exist yet. So it's a great way to become known in the public. It also helps us recruit fosters, more volunteers, and donors for future. Our adoption events are geared towards adoptable pets. So, volunteers that sign up for adoption events will typically come to the facility, pick up whichever pet is going to go to the event. It's usually multiple pets, but when we have several dogs going, we will pair up one per person just so they're riding in different vehicles. They'll be transported to the event, and then throughout the event, the volunteer in charge of them will be making sure they have bathroom breaks, have plenty of water. If they're visiting with someone that's interested in just sharing some of their information, we typically send their kennel cards with them, just so you have a little bit of reference for some of the questions that a potential adopter could ask about them. And then it also allows them to be seen by the community. So if people are, more likely to go to events and different fun things in the area than the shelter, this gives them an opportunity to be seen by a much larger number of people than those that would have simply just come into the shelter. It's also a great way for foster pets to get viewed in the community, because a lot of times when they go into foster, the only time they're really seen is if they're going on a walk or something. So this allows them to get that extra exposure too, since they're not in the shelter being viewed. For our fundraisers, those are typically more focused on a singular need, and they raise money for large expenses. So let's say we have a pet that comes in and needs a major surgery. Maybe it was struck by a vehicle and it needs a leg amputated, or perhaps it has some kind of illness that has caused it to lose its vision. It needs an eye enucleation. There's lots of different things that could potentially come to the building, and with that, some of those things are so rare that we just don't have extra funding for it. But without it, the alternative is euthanizing. But a lot of these pets don't need to be euthanized. It can be fixed. It's just costly. So when that occurs, we're going to go ahead and reach out and try and do some fundraising to help us, meet the goal for whatever that surgery is. Sometimes we'll have fundraisers to earn more money for heartworm treatments. We often have several heartworm positive dogs at any given time. And with that, the bigger the dog, the bigger the cost. So, if it's smaller, maybe it can be $500-600. If it's a large dog, it could be up to $1,200. So when you have a lot of dogs that are heartworm positive, it adds up fairly quickly. But we do like to cover the cost of treatment just to give them that chance of getting healthy again and getting into a forever home. Some of those other big expenses might be building renovations or upgrades. We're always having things kind of go down on us. Things break over time, just like anywhere else. Different needs come to be based on, how many pets are coming in. There's always something that we could definitely improve. So we have the annual Big Give every year, which I believe is held in September. So that's coming up pretty soon. With that, last year we used that fundraiser to fund the new cat kennels in Cat Boutique. So all of those suites were fully funded by the annual Big Give from last year. And then this year we will choose a new need to focus our efforts on. I don't know what that'll be yet, but it'll definitely be announced when we're closer to that time. Another fundraiser we do ongoing throughout the year is our $10 challenge. Many of you are probably familiar with something like this. ASPCA has one, St. Jude's Children's Hospital has one, but it's simply committing to a $10 donation once a month, an ongoing donation. It's on auto pay. Every little $10 amount helps these guys. This allows us to kind of have some kind of a basis of donation throughout the year, because it doesn't matter what time of year it is, pets are coming in left and right all the time. Yeah, it slows down a little bit once we get into cooler months, and by that I just mean less puppies and kittens, but the flow is constant. So we're always desperate for anything we can get. A lot of times we'll go through periods where we do really struggle with funding, especially if times are changing and people are having a harder time. It is more hard to raise funds for pets. So anything we can kind of do to keep a constant flow in to cover these guys is amazing. We do obviously have a lot of people that donate pet food and bedding and things like that, toys. However, it doesn't affect the cost of veterinary care, which is probably one of our biggest expenses, as well as staffing. There's certain things within the facility that we cannot ask of volunteers. So it definitely adds up quickly, even though we have a small staff. We put on a lot of hours. So all of this stuff goes towards making sure the shelter is running as effectively as possible. So you guys are welcome to always join the $10 challenge as well. You guys can share this graphic with your social media. Maybe some of them can commit to the $10 challenge as well. So for our pet supply drives, when we host those are to gain supplies for the pets. As well as cleaning supplies. So anything dog or cat related, it can be leashes, it can be pet food, it can be dog bowls, it can be toys, enrichment, or supplies to make enrichment items. Of course, towels. We always are in need of towels. Cleaning supplies is everything from dish soap to hand soap to laundry detergent, Lysol wipes, air freshener, all of that good stuff. We rely a lot of this coming from the community from donations, just because like I said, with our funding, we have so many large costs as far as medical and things like that, that this stuff, even though, one person might bring in a bag of dog food and, a couple leashes they had lying around, it makes a tremendous difference when everybody does that. So this is a really great way to help the pets as well. And then for school outreach, this is typically done by Sarah, the executive director, and her dog. Her dog is a shelter dog from our shelter, I believe. Great dog, loves going out to these school outreaches, so she usually takes that on with her pup. But this is just a fun way to get into, reach the younger kids, teach them compassion and how they can be of service to their community. And kids love pets. Not only do they love them, is it fun to hang out with them, but it's great for them. A lot of times when they're middle school, high school, they might be going through a tough time, and animals can be a great way to feel a little bit better throughout the day. So this is a great way to kind of introduce them into community service and get them started in giving back. It also helps them collect community service hours for school. There's a lot of organizations. There's Green Corps, there's Honor Society, all kinds of different clubs that they have, or achievements they can earn by collecting community service hours. So this is a great way to let them know how our shelter is, what they can do, and how they can help out and start getting those hours for school. And then a little bit about Pet Palooza. That will be coming in June of 2026, as long as everything stays on track. It's going to be held at the New Braunfels Civic Convention Center. So we will be having tons of vendors, all with somewhat pet-related themes. It could be something as simple as, a construction company, but maybe they can help you with ways to spruce up your place that's a little more pet specific, for some added, doggy doors, things like that. So they're all going to have kind of a pet twist to them. but there will be a wide variety of vendors out there. I believe we're also going to be doing kitten and puppy yoga, which has always been a big hit at our kitten showers. So, with this particular event, we will need a lot of volunteers. And it's not just volunteers at the event, it'll be volunteers prior to the event. So, we're going to need some that are able to go around collecting donations or talk to people about sponsorships, um, setting up for the event, breaking down after the event, spreading the news about the Pet Palooza. It's going to be a huge effort on board members, staff members, volunteers, businesses throughout the community, and hopefully it's a huge success. So, this is something to kind of keep in the back of your mind if it's something you want to help out with or have any interest in. There will be a lot more information at a much later date when we get closer to this time and start really, getting our feet on the ground to get this going. Now, as a volunteer, there are certain opportunities you guys have to kind of level up. So, one of those ways is to become a lead event volunteer. I only have a couple right now, and we can always use more. So, with the lead event volunteer, primarily what you'll be doing is just working with the other event volunteers, making sure that every event we have has at least one lead signed up to help. The more leads we have, the less you have to put on your plate. We don't want you guys getting burnt out or no longer enjoying doing it just because you have to be there all the time. You don't have to be there all the time. But if we have a lot of leads, we can certainly always make sure that they're all covered and you guys have plenty of time in between events for your regular everyday life. So some of the things could be collecting event supplies from the shelter to take to the event or returning them afterwards, setting up and breaking down at the events, handing out brochures and cards with HSMBA information, answering any questions that the public might have about our shelter, any of our programs, fostering, adopting, volunteering, doggy day outs, pack walks, anything that we have to offer. You can share that information with them. And also ensuring that the other volunteers at the event kind of have an idea of what they're doing. So this is definitely good to have leads that have been doing events for quite some time, are comfortable with them, enjoy them. That way you guys can really help the newer ones that are coming in to be able to get a lot out of helping at events. Also informing staff if any materials are running low or if there's anything we need to replace. Assisting with transportation from the shelter to events when necessary. Again, that's going to be for adoption events, not so much with outreach. And then the only requirement really is to attend a lead volunteer meeting. We have it on Zoom. It's the first Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. If you can't absolutely make it, not a big deal. I do have grace for you guys. You do receive an hour of volunteer credit, though, when you do attend them. It's a good opportunity to kind of get more involved. If it's not events that you have an interest in, you could also become a lead playgroup volunteer. That's another option for you. So anytime you want to take on more of a role in something, we can definitely make that happen. If it's an opportunity for something that does not have a lead volunteer availability yet, we can certainly create one if there's something you really feel passionately about within the shelter. So anytime you guys want to be more involved, you just let me know and we can definitely create a plan for you. If you guys have any questions about anything, you can always reach out and let me know. Events, fundraisers are a very big deal. It's the best way we can provide for these pets, especially when we want to ensure that they've all been vaccinated, they've all been spayed and neutered, given all the preventions for flea and tick or dewormer. We want to be able to to provide heartworm prevention for all the dogs at some point when we are able to uh, financially afford that. There's just a lot of things that we would like to do and make a little bit better around the shelter. So we definitely rely on events and fundraising more than anything. So if you guys ever have any questions, you know you can reach out to me. Email is usually best, um, just because I am kind of out here with limited cellular phone service. It's very spotty, and I'm not often in the shelter just because of my commute. So if you guys need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can elaborate on things. I can, um, talk to you about anything that you want to talk about. So thank you guys all for coming on. I hope you found some value in this. It was a rather quick one. Um, but have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon.